Damn it.
That is a classic leishmaniasis crater. That's pretty bad-looking lesion.
Between the Honduran soldiers, members of our team, 50% of those that went on the expedition got leishmaniasis infections.
There's so many bug bites that it took a month for us to see that at the one bite that wasn't going away was the leash bite. And then I looked it up, and that was pretty shocking.
When you see images of people who have leishmaniasis, it's not the disease that's doing the damage. It's the body attacking itself in reaction to the parasite.
The treatment is very toxic, and there's a question as to whether my body will be able to tolerate it.
The NIH is the unquestionably largest supporter of neglected tropical disease research of any organization or entity in the world.
Leishmaniasis is a one-celled animal, which we call protozoa, and it's a particular type of protozoa. It has a life cycle, involves a fly and a reservoir host, and it's found in many areas of the world. But depending on the species and the fly and the population, the manifestations are somewhat different.
Our interest in that stems from the fact that there's growing appreciation of the importance of these diseases, particularly as you think in terms of we live in a global community and economically and otherwise the interactions with different countries, that it has gone from kind of the neglected in the sense of not only neglected with resources, but neglected on the radar screen to now people paying much more attention.
You know, we weren't there very long, 8, 9 days, and then boom, everyone gets it, even the Hondurans got it.
You know, we don't usually see epidemics. You know, this would be defined as an epidemic.
I probably wouldn't have been surprised if all 22 had come down, or they given the frequency of bites. You were clearly in a habitat where there were reservoir animals and other animals, I presume mammals, that were the source of infection for these flies that were then biting these strangers.
If you look at the diseases that afflict man, a substantial proportion of them relate to animal reservoirs. In fact, if you look at many of the important diseases, they're called zoonotic diseases, or diseases that have a reservoir in animals. One of the difficulties with diseases that have reservoirs in animals, it makes it that much more difficult to completely eradicate the disease. If a disease weakens a population and weakens their productivity, the effect on economy can be much, much more profound than a disease that might acutely kill someone, get them out of the cycle of productivity, and someone else who's healthy will take their place. Whereas when you're dealing with the fact that you have a substantial proportion of people are impeded in their productivity, then the economic consequences are almost unmeasurable. I mean, they're extraordinary.
There's very few places on the planet where you really have these pristine ecological niches that really have been just doing what they do in some